And what is this Ferrari pointing at? Well, this Ferrari is pointing at a car object. It's pointing at a car object, right? So let's draw a car object. So let's give it some shape here. That's my car object. Okay, and let's give it a name. This is my car object here. So this is my car object. Okay. Now, this instance, this object that I've just created here, or this instance that I've just created here, does it contain any instance variables? Well, it does. So if I go back to my car.java here, I can see that these guys are all my instance variables. And where does an instance variable live? Well, an instance variable is something that lives within an instance. And in this specific scenario, the instance also lives on the heap. The instance live on the heap as well. So if I were to draw my instance variables here, what I have here is I have my car engine, I have my car color, and then I've got my wheel 1, wheel 2, wheel 3, and wheel 4. Okay, I just treat my instance variables for this specific instance that I've just created here. Okay, and which constructor did I invoke? The constructor that I invoked to create this car object was this specific code over here. Okay, what is this code doing here? Well, if you look at this code over here, let's go back to test.java. What I'm doing over here is that when I'm invoking this constructor, as a value that I'm passing in happens to be something of type engine. This is the reference that I'm passing in into my constructor. Now, what is the value? What is the value of this variable, or what is the value of this reference? The value of this reference happens to be the memory address of where that engine object happens to be on the heap. So what am I passing into the constructor then? Well, into the constructor, what I'm passing here is basically just the value of generic car engine, just that memory address. And what am I doing with that memory address? Well, with that memory address, if you look at the constructor, I'm taking that memory address, which is over here in E, and I'm assigning it to car engine. The same memory address becomes the value of the instance variable car engine. So what that means is on this car object, the instance member car engine is going to contain as a value the same value that happens to be inside the variable or the reference generic car engine. So from picture point of view, I have my car engine pointing at the same engine object. Okay, this is what's important here. This instance member car engine inside the car object is pointing at the same engine object that generic car engine is pointing at. Okay, all right. So let's continue with the code here. Let's continue the code here and see what's going on. Now, if I look at the next instruction, I'm saying car BMW equals to new car generic car engine. Okay, so first, what am I doing here? I'm creating a local reference. I'm creating a local reference called BMW. Where does this get created? It gets created. All local variables get created on the stack. This gets created on the stack here. Okay, so let's create BMW. Okay, and what's going on here? Well, I'm creating a new car object. Why is it a new car object and not the same car object? Because I'm using the keyword new again. I'm explicitly using the new keyword again. Okay, so okay, so let's just do this. Let me just okay, so All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm creating a new car object because I'm explicitly invoking the new keyword, and I'm invoking the construct again. And this car object over here is being pointed by the reference on the stack BMW. So this is pointing at a car object right there. And let's just select this space over here, and let's bring this right there. Okay, so there you go. So I've got an entire second car object. This car object also has within itself its own instance members. It has its own car engine, it has its own car color, and it has its own set of wheels here. Now, how did I create this car object? Let's look at the code here. I invoked my constructor again. Okay, what constructor am I invoking? I'm invoking the constructor that takes in one engine as a parameter, this one right here. Okay, so what am I passing in as an input parameter? As an input parameter, I'm passing in generic car engine. Okay, so what is the value of generic car engine? The value of generic car engine is the memory address of where on the heap that engine object happens to be. Okay, and what am I doing with that value? That value, I'm setting it into the instance member car engine of the BMW car object. Okay, so the picture looks like this now. This car engine over here, if I just draw this a bit clearly, okay, and there you go. So what's the takeaway point here? The takeaway point here is that this car engine of my BMW car and the car engine of my Ferrari car are both pointing at the same engine object. Okay, but now ask yourself, is this really true? Is it true that the BMW car and the Ferrari car have both identical engine object? Well, this is not the case, because Ferrari and BMW have entirely two different engines. So let's do this. Let's go back to code here, and let's try to fix that. So instead of calling it as a generic car engine, I'm just going to say I'm going to create two different engines. I'm going to say the first one is a Ferrari car engine, and the second one over here is BMW car engine. And you can imagine that there might be some instance methods over here, something like I can do Ferrari car engine dot set. I can say set some horsepower to, I don't know, a big number, because Ferrari is a powerful car, and I can basically set any way I like to do with my Ferrari car engine. I can set I can call some instance members and add all the specific add-ons that the Ferrari car engine has, and then likewise I can do something specific for my BMW car. I can say BMW car engine dot set horsepower. Okay, and I don't know, this might be having a smaller number, so let's just make it 1000. Okay, and set a few other things over here that's specific to a BMW car engine. But let's not get into those details just for the time being. Okay, the idea that I like to get across, at least from a memory model, is that I'm creating two different engine objects. Okay, let's just look at these two lines here and understand how does this change from my code perspective. Okay, so now my instance, my local variable is called Ferrari car engine. So let's come back over here. Let's just give it a better name. Okay, so this is called Ferrari car engine. Okay, let's say it's pointing at this engine object here, and just to get some space here, let's put it at the very top. And then on my second instruction, I'm saying BMW car engine equals new engine. So